Warning, don't listen if it's a podcast you want. This is a Chumcast. Just your basic gabfest among chums. A little news, some entertainment, an annoying opinion or two, and, if you're lucky, maybe even a chuckle.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
So it's time to buckle up. Whetstone Entertainment, in association with Is Chill Productions, presents Don't Listen, a basic Chumcast. And here are your hosts, Big Red and The Shebs.
Remember, everyone, just don't be yourselves.
It's showtime.
Go time again.
Fired up, Big Red.
Oh my God, there is absolutely no cure. There's no vaccination for this mind virus.
There isn't.
It's the Don't Listen Chumcast. I'm Big Red. He's the Shebs, and we are inside the Pulgas
Water Temple Studios.
Why is it such a fancy name?
It's a fancy name, and all our friends in the mountain in Virginia are going, what the hell are they talking about?
Growing up, dude, it was all about, we're going to the water temple tonight to smoke a joint or drink a couple of beers or hang out.
And of course, as you get older, we're going to the Pulgas Water Temple to get married.
Everybody got married there.
I know, right?
It became like some fancy name, some kind of fancy Falcon Crest dynasty.
Yeah,
beautiful.
It's near Filoli, right? Again, for those out there and outside of California, Filoli is the
big mansion.
The mansion that was the mansion shown on the opening credits of Dynasty.
Or Falcon Crest or something.
It was Dynasty. It was Dynasty. It's the mansion shown on Dynasty. That's the Filoli. Pulgas Water Temple is, I think it was built in the 30s. And just for quick reference, San Francisco, the city of San Francisco, gets its water from a place called Crystal Springs Reservoir.
Oh yeah,
the reservoir runs right along the peninsula, right along the coastal mountain range.
Coastal mountain range, and then 280 highway.
280 highway, and it's right in the V that's formed by the San Andreas Fault.
And nobody is allowed to swim in that reservoir.
It's a reservoir. It's all for San Francisco. But San Francisco, the water that fills Crystal Springs, comes from the Sierra mountain range, comes from Yosemite, Hetch Hetchy Reservoir up in the Sierras. And to get the water from Hetch Hetchy, they created about 150, 160 mile long pipe that just goes across California and goes to the Crystal Springs Reservoir, has pump houses and all sorts of stuff. But as it arrives at the Crystal Springs Reservoir, they built this from the pipe. They built this water temple.
It looks like a monument.
It looks like a monument. It does, like a Roman things, right?
Columns, and then you look down, and all this water is rushing below. It transitions from the
pipe to the temple, and then to this Roman kind of aqueduct canal that's out in the open that leaves the temple and flows all the way to Crystal Springs Reservoir. Pulgas Water Temple.
Yeah, and it's a really cool place to smoke a joint. I don't know if you can do that anymore, but I did it.
Well, it's all legal. You ever take a gummy?
No. I think they may have it all
So
they may have like a big wall. It might be walled off at this point.
I don't know, but
because it's off of Kenyatta Road,
right?
Which back in the day, in the 70s and 80s, people were racing their Corvettes and their Trans Ams, and people were dying and being slaughtered out there in car accidents because they were all drinking liquor. And I just want to give a little. Hold on, I know you're all scientific right now.
I'm all fired up.
I know, but I just remember there used to be drag races out there, and then the guys were killing themselves, and the cops cracked down on that. So there was no more smoking of any dope. There was no more keggers. There was no more any of that. The hippies got
70s, man.
They got completely outcasted.
70s, it's horrible. And I always remember as a kid seeing some hippies. Again, this is, and they would jump in the Pulgas Water Temple, go splash down where all the water is, and then you'd see them kind of floating all the way down the canal, all the way to the reservoir. Scared the crap out of me. I'm a fawn, man. I'm scared of everything, I'm realizing.
I thought it looked kind of fun.
I was scared of everything, but that was the hippies that were doing that.
That's right.
But now they put a whole grate over it so they can't jump in through the temple, and so they took away that right.
People should, outside of the area, should Google the water temple.
Take a look. Yeah, take a look. It's a cool place to visit if you're on this side of the peninsula. But we're in the Pulgas Water Temple Studios here, another Bay Area landmark.
Yeah, and the thing used to be like when friends would come and visit from out of town, we would always take them up there and they would just be blown away by how beautiful the mountains are. And then the Crystal Springs water is like no other. The Sierra water is like the tastiest, cleanest water. And we're going to take shit for this because like we're bragging about California again. But the Sierra Nevadas it's what a blessing from God. I mean, they provide us with the most tasty, clean, beautiful water that we're ruining every day. Yeah. But it's still the most amazing place. It's all green. So we would go up there back in the day when we could handle it. We would go back up there and we would, take some mushrooms and we would wait for them to kick in. And then we would climb up in all these big old huge crazy oak trees that they have out there.
All surround. Yeah.
You would get lost in all these jungles of trees everywhere. And in the middle of it is this oasis that has this long, beautiful wading pool like you have at Washington, D.C. at the mall.
Yeah, it's got a reflecting pool.
That's right. Then it's got the big old beautiful Roman water temple that's there where people get married and, but instead of getting married, you just take mushrooms and have a good time.
You took mushrooms, huh? Was it fun?
Oh, yeah. Mushrooms was fun. And I mean, really, now it's like called microdosing, I think. But back in the day, you were lucky to have a dealer or have somebody that actually would have something like that. It was like a miracle. I only took mushrooms a couple of times because it like didn't happen. People didn't have them.
Yeah, if you had anything back in the 80s, you were bad.
And it was always about the special occasion.
Yeah,
right?
You were bad.
So the Pulgas Water Temple Studios.
There we go.
We got a big show today.
Let's talk about it. The Is Chill folks are all fired up over today because you're kind of bringing in some animals into the mix, which is one of their favorite topics.
Yeah, we did all of this research and all this writing on these crazy mammals, and I think that they added some animals into our Booyah and Boom Shakalaka fish bowl today.
There you go.
I think they did. I'm not sure, but they're acting a little bit strange. So we'll see what happens with the Booyah and the Boom Shakalaka. That's coming up a little bit later. Also, we get into Hola.
Hola?
Hola. Yeah. You brought the dog today?
I can't hear that.
Dude, they're gonna get pissed.
Outside. No, they're fine.
They're gonna get pissed. Look at her. Look at Rachel.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty angry face.
She's gone.
Yeah, he was sleeping in the other room. That's okay.
And who cares? I'm bringing my dog. For the next show, I'm bringing my dog.
Okay, that's fine.
Because my dog is old enough now.
They get along. Ours get along.
Yeah, but my dog is old enough at this point to where he just takes shits wherever he wants. He doesn't care. I don't discipline him anymore. So it'd be good for these guys to have a couple dog shits around this place.
Yeah, season 2, I think in the contract, they have to pick it up.
Keep him straight, right? He's an old man. My dog is old. Oliver's an old man. So anyway, who cares about the dogs? The dog should be able to roam around the place. So we're going to get into the emails with Hala. That's coming up. And I had pavers put in my house. So we got a sponsor from a great paver group. I had some really nice pavers put in my backyard.
Nice.
Yeah. So they're going to sponsor the Hala segment. That's the emails and the DMs. And they're pretty interesting this week. We're also going to go to Crazy Town and get a little crazy. It's coming up a little bit later. The Booyah and the Boom Shakalaka we talked about. But right now it's time to get into what happened on this day in history, brought to you by Trendy Lady Fashions.
On this day in history.
Okay, welcome back.
On this day in history.
# we suck.
What happened on this day in history, huh?
So, there's, all this crap going on. 1985, right in our wheelhouse.
Sure, yeah, right. It's right in our wheelhouse.
St. Elmo's Fire, the movie.
Oh, yeah, good one.
It premiered on this date back in 1985.
All right. Yeah. And that was it kind of had an all-star cast, didn't it? A lot of Brat Pack members, right?
Yeah, Emilio Estevez, Rob Lowe, Demi Moore. I think they all had pretty decent careers.
Andrew McCarthy, Judd Nelson.
Andrew McCarthy, who's kind of a little whining little bitch. Pretty in Pink, I did not like. He was a little whiny little bitch in this movie too. I didn't really like his character in this movie.
Yeah, he was quiet. He's kind of whiny, but it's not him. It's his character.
He can hang his hat on Weekend at Bernie's, right?
Yeah,
I'll give him Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, he can totally do that.
But the big stars that came out of this were definitely Rob Lowe, Emilio Estevez, and Demi Moore. Judd Nelson, Ali Sheedy, Andrew McCarthy. They saw some struggles. They had pretty inconsistent film careers. But the movie was actually directed by Joel Schumacher, who was a former, this is an interesting guy. He was a fashion designer before he got into film. And it's very obvious when you look at his work. He directed Lost Boys, which is a very artsy, very visual, aesthetic sort of film. He also did the two worst Batman episodes, which was Batman Forever.
Is that a fact or is that an opinion?
That's subject to everybody's opinion. I mean, people loved Batman. I was very disappointed in that whole movie thing, and Joel Schumacher was part of that disappointment. He did Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. George Clooney can suck it. Who was the guy who played Robin?
Oh,
Christopher.
Chris.
Hey, we don't know. I put you on the spot.
Yeah, the guy.
We don't know because he doesn't act anymore. He's out of Hollywood altogether, and so is George Clooney for the most part because Bust Central. That was Batman and Robin. So anyway, Joel Schumacher was a pretty big deal. In the industry, this is kind of interesting. Industry insiders would refer to this movie when it was being developed as Little Chills, which was a reference to the big hit, big movie, The Big Chill.
The Big Chill, yeah.
They would call it the Little Chills because they felt like it was a ripoff of The Big Chill, right? For a younger audience, right? For a yuppie.
That's exactly that's really what it was, yeah.
So there were like, they put hundreds and hundreds of people through casting that didn't, and the big famous names that didn't make it, Anthony Edwards, Top Gun guy.
Yeah.
Did he pass away?
No.
He's still alive?
He's still alive.
So he's out of Hollywood too. He doesn't do anything anymore.
Yeah. He did ER. Remember, he did the TV show ER, but I haven't seen him really
I think he's dead. Can you look that up?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Look that up. I think he's dead. So a lot of people, very famous people, tried to get parts in this. Anthony Edwards, John Cryer, Leah Thompson, they all failed to make the cut. Demi Moore actually was fresh out of rehab when they started shooting this in 1984. So I don't think that's very well chronicled. Her sort of addiction issues has started way back in 1984. And it's kind of ironic that her character, Jules, was the name of her character in St. Elmo's Fire.
That's right.
Had some issues. She liked to dabble in a little bit of nose candy.
She did, yeah. And got together with some Arab men in hotel rooms.
The movie actually got ripped by critics. 42%. It got a 40. That's terrible. 42% on Rotten Tomatoes. It got a 5.2 out of 10 rating. The Metacritic gave it a 35 out of 100. What do you got on Anthony Edwards?
He's alive. Yeah, he's still alive. But the soundtrack, right? They had the whole song. I can't remember who did that song.
John Parr.
Right?
And David Foster produced the soundtrack.
Yeah, it was good
too. I was at Malibu Grand Prix. I was working as a 16 or 15-year-old kid. I was at Malibu Grand Prix, and they had a playing music the whole time.
Sure.
On a loop.
Yeah.
I can remember St. Elmo's Fire just takes me right back to Malibu Grand Prix.
Fires it up, yeah. So, and don't forget, one of my favorites, Andie MacDowell, was also on that.
Oh yeah, she was hot.
Yeah.
She was hot in like a sophisticated little quiet,
did it nice,
beautiful, conservative little way.
Really like her in 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Yeah, so in the movie, that was Emilio Estevez stalked her.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like official 100%. If you want to be a stalker.
He was stalking her.
If you want to be a stalker, you watch St. Elmo's Fire and you do a Kirby Kegger. Kirby was the name of the
he totally
character.
Kissed her out in front of the car, and the boyfriend was there and everything. Oh my God, it's just dangerous.
There was a time and a place for stalking.
Well, I'm telling you, and there's somebody on here who played in the cast that is the wife of somebody famous.
Who's that?
The lady's name is Bernadette
Peters.
Burkett.
Bernadette Peters.
Burkett. She is the wife of George Wendt, Norm from Cheers.
Oh.
Yeah.
What happened to George Wendt? Is he still alive?
No, but he's heavy. I think he's still heavy. That's a problem.
It's hard to lose weight.
That's heavy.
So San Elmo's Fire, let's see. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up here. So soundtrack, again, David Foster, one of the greatest producers of all time, got on board with that. They hit number one with that John Parr tune, San Elmo's Fire, hit number one. So they did pretty well. Like I said, the ratings on the movie, the critics hated it. Rob Lowe got a Raspberry Award for the worst supporting actor
it wasn't
of all time.
Wasn't very good. His character wasn't very good.
By the way, he has a saxophone. Remember the
he played
scene?
saxophone. That's what his whole thing was about.
He was a big Bruce Springsteen fan.
Oh.
So he went to a Bruce Springsteen concert and ripped off
Clarence Clemens.
Yep. Yeah. For that whole thing. He did it all. Everything that Clarence Clemens did.
He's got the mullet going. He's got the big hair, the mullet, and the earrings, and the freaking, it's a dumbass character.
So from 2000, a couple little interesting things, and we'll get out of here. From 2009 to 2019, that's a 10-year stretch, they tried to develop a TV series, didn't work, and now they're attempting a sequel. We're coming off of this whole Andrew McCarthy
documentary, yeah.
Yeah, they've already got deals inked with Estevez and
really,
yeah, and
interesting.
Let's see who else do they have deals with. That's it. Emilio Estevez, I think, is set to direct it, but it's all kind of it's a development deal at this point, so all that stuff can change. But they've got Ali Sheedy, they've got Emilio Estevez, they've got
Mayor Winningham.
I don't even know who that is.
That was the girl that dated the Rob Lowe character.
Oh, the scuba suit girl.
Yeah.
Prison. And that was what happened on this day in history back in 1985. And it was brought to you by our friends at Trendy Lady Fashions.
Don't listen, Chumcast.com.
Jesus, take the wheel. Don't listen.
3, 2, 1, go.
Follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, and let's get stupid.
Okay, welcome back. It's the hashtag We Suck Show.
That would be us, yes.
It's the Don't Listen Chumcast. I'm Big Red. He's the Shebs. Coming up a little bit later, we're going to get into our Holla segment. Lots of emails to get into. We got a couple of Facebook DMs that we're going to read. The feedback here is just so irritatingly entertaining.
Yes.
If we took this stuff seriously, we'd both throw ourselves off bridges.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's coming up a little bit later. Also, we're going to Crazy Town, but right now you have some people you want to thank.
We always got to acknowledge our the people who empower us, our friends at from Whetstone Entertainment. Doug is back in Ohio this week. We do have Michael running the crew. And from Is Chill Productions, we have Evan and Daniel and Rachel, of course. And missing from the group is Marcio and Eric today. I don't know where they're at. But
thank you very much. We got the fishbowl.
But real quickly, Ryan is here. That's Ryan in the back.
Yeah.
He came in from Alaska. He was in Alaska for the past several weeks.
Hey, let's hope you put in some animals for this thing. Pick it.
Oh yeah, the booyah and the boom shakalaka.
All right.
Shebs, pick it.
All right. Grabbing this. All right. What does this mean? Politicians and salaries. What does that mean?
It's long-term. Long-term politicians. You know, everybody's screaming about term limits for these pricks that are running our country.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody wants some sort of term limits because these people get in there for 400 years and they do the insider trading and they get rich.
Yeah.
Right? So we thought it was a little topical kind of situation going on with this craziness of politics in America at this point.
Okay.
So, damn. So we still haven't gotten we're still not getting any mammals in here. I'm telling you, I wrote a piece on killer whales. We wrote pieces on frickin' all sorts of cool stuff, and we're still not getting any of that.
You got to pick the cards, got to play by the rules. So here you go. It's long-term politicians and the money they have secretly made, or is it a public? Are they disclosed? What is this stuff about?
So it's the actual topic here is longest term politicians and their total wealth. So if we take a look at the history of the United States Senate,
okay,
and the House, these are the guys that have been around the longest.
But are they wealthy anyway, or are they just? We'll
get into that.
All right,
made the most money. I'm going to start with this guy out of Vermont. He's a Democrat out of Vermont. He's in the Senate, and his name is Patrick Leahy.
Oh yeah, Patrick.
Guess how long he's been in the Senate?
He's my boy. He's been there. He knows FDR.
47 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it's got to be illegal.
Yeah, but he climbs the seniority ladder, gives Vermont a lot of clout.
So this turd, I mean, he might be a great guy. I don't know anything about him, but 47 years is about 40 too long, in my opinion. Like that's just not right. So he has sponsored 564 bills, and 92% of all of those bills have been partisan. They have all been Democrat. Okay? So they got to have that guy. The Democrats have to have that guy.
Okay.
He's a partisan, right? He's putting these bills together, and they're going the Democrat way. Okay? That's Patrick Leahy, 47 years.
It means he started with Reagan and...
He started with Reagan?
Yeah.
Are you doing that math in your head? Has that been 47 years?
Yeah. I went to Cromwell High School. I can do math.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. Yeah. Don't you think there should be some sort of a law against that?
Yeah. Sounds like he started with Carter.
Dude.
But he's got clout. There you go. Okay.
That's him. So, let's see. It's really kind of hard to find his net worth because we're tying this in.
But they have to disclose, right? All those guys have to disclose stuff. So
yeah, but when you get into the research, it's all crazy. So his net worth isn't even really worth pinpointing. Chuck Grassley, he's a Republican from Iowa. He's been sticking around. Okay,
he's been around. Yeah,
41 years.
Yeah,
41 years. So this guy. So these guys are like Monopoly. They're like the freaking mobsters, dude. They run the show, right? So Grassley, 41 years. He's the judiciary captain guy.
Yeah.
He's in charge of the whole judiciary deal. What is that called? Like a chairman. Yeah. He's the judiciary chair. He's on the finance, the budget, the agriculture, and the taxation committees. So, and he's not going to all these meetings. He's in a wheelchair probably. He's like sucking oxygen. He's been up there for 41 years. He's not going to all these. $8 million was his net worth in 2018. $3.6 million is invested into crops. He's an Iowa Republican, right? So he's got all this crop stock. Right, 3.6 million of that. So, and he's in charge of all the laws and all that's going on there.
Really the chairman? That sounds.
Yeah, and you can look him up. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. Tell me he's not a complete creep. That guy is full blown stealing money from somebody. Look at that smile.
He started politics in 58.
So let's do the math. He's a Republican. Yeah, exactly. Dude, that's ridiculous.
House of Reps in 74, and then off to the Senate in 1980 with the Reagan Revolution.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of money in commercial banks. He's got money all tied up in the stocks, he's a Republican from Iowa who has all this stock in farm stuff. All right, that's Grassley. So keep your eye on that guy. Now we're going to get to everybody's favorite, Mitch McConnell.
Oh, yeah.
So
he's got a really rich wife, though.
Yeah, the thing about McConnell is that his real name is Jabba the Hutt. Did you know that? Yeah.
I thought that people always refer to the turtle from like cartoons.
That's even better. Jabba the Hutt, the turtle, Mitch McConnell can suck it. So this guy, he's a Republican from Kentucky, in case your head's been up your ass with ours. 37 years. He's the leader of the Republican caucus for 16 years. He's the majority whip. He's the majority leader, and now he's the minority leader. He is worth $35 million, which goes back to 2018. He's got $18 million in the Vanguard 500 index. Just $8,000 in commercial bank accounts, and his salary is only $200,000 a year.
There you go. He's got a wealthy wife, though, Elaine Chao. She's got Chinese or some shipping stuff in her family. So so he's doing fine.
Chinese shipping lord.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and that's the American Senate guy who's married to our enemy's wife and all that. They're shipping everywhere. That doesn't make sense either. All right, so that's the Senate. Now let's get into the House. So in the House, there's this dude named John Dingell. This is This is like the best of the best. So this guy is a Democrat from Michigan, 59 years. So he's been in it for 59 years. He replaced his father in 1955, and John Dingell was replaced by his wife in 2016. His worth in 2018 again, $4.7 million.
Yeah, but he died, but he was there a long time.
Got a bunch of money in these American funds. All these guys are trading. All of these guys are, it's all public.
So when he left, he got replaced by his wife?
Yeah. And he replaced his dad. And then his wife replaced him. Like, there's a reason why Michigan is Michigan, dude. There is a reason for that.
Hey, our friends in Michigan, we're cool.
Dude, they're not cool. Why would you keep voting these people in?
Because they bring you power. The longer they're in there, the more they can do for you. That's the rub in the game. You keep replacing your senators or Congress people. They're at the bottom of the seniority list. They don't have any clout. You have to be up there, chairmanships and that kind of stuff. Then your district they can maneuver and get stuff for your district, and you start doing better and better.
Speaking of that, Pelosi's done a pretty good job. She's been in there since '87.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Nancy Pelosi's net worth, dude, she's number 7 on the top list for the House, for the House and Senate. $400 million. She's worth 400. That's like Steph Curry money, dude.
Yeah,
that's like crazy money, right? Public servant, $400 million. She's got $46 million in real estate. $46 million. Public servant, $46 million. $15 million is in chips. What are they?
Microchips.
Microchips. Yeah. So, and she's also got money invested in. She's day trading in electronics. She's got $15 million put away in Vanguard funds. Her salary is just $210,000 a year. She's been in the House since 1987, and again, her net worth is $400 million.
Yeah, and they come from spouses.
I think her husband is along for the ride, right?
Yeah, maybe.
He's riding that wave, dude. He's the one making the trades, right? She's saying, here's what's going on. Here's what's happening here. And
there was a 60 Minutes question to her about that stuff, and she kind of blew it off. But
wouldn't you? I'm not telling anybody.
I'm still asked the question because that's not appropriate. You can't make trades yourself. You got to put in blind trust.
We had to really dig. All this information is public, but we had to really dig to find the stuff that matched up. Let's move on from Pelosi. Gets way too much publicity. We need to move on. Hal Rogers is a Republican from Kentucky. He's been in the House since 1981. They say his worth is $500K, which is $500,000. He's also heavily invested into the markets, $150,000 in the markets, $18K.
Doesn't sound like a lot, doesn't it?
It doesn't sound like a lot, but he's got the insider trade. It doesn't say how much he's making, right? He's invested $150K in the markets,
okay.
right? Doesn't sound like that much, right? $18K in commercial banks.
I mean, again, not a lot compared to what we were just talking about.
But what the point is 150K is what's reported, right? It's what's public. So we don't think these numbers are correct either. We think they're much higher than that, right? These are like
and their spouses
numbers.
Stuff, and you never know. Like Nancy Pelosi's husband, I think, just looking at this, he is a venture capitalist guy. So, he's made some stuff on the side. So.
Yeah, and then there's this Chris Smith guy. He's a Republican from New Jersey. He's been there since 1981.
There you go.
His net worth, 202. This is totally not legit. His net worth, 212K, 180K. Again, they're all in banks. All of these guys have invested in banks, which is scary AF, dude. It's totally scary. All of them are heavily invested.
Isn't there a
banks.
fund that's following what the politicians invest in, and then they invested in it because they know more than we do? Was that me on maybe it was on a movie?
The real crime here is that these guys have been in office since like the dinosaurs. That's the real crime, right? So they just tie it up. Their corruption continues from eon to eon, from moon to moon, to decade to decade. They just get freaking rich, dude.
I get it. Yeah.
So this other guy, there's a guy named Steny Hoyer, who's a Democrat from
Steny Hoyer. Yeah.
He's a Democrat from Maryland. He's been there since 1981. He's got money oozing out of his butthole. And then we haven't even talked about the late Dianne Feinstein. Dianne Feinstein, listen, she married some dude who was off the hook.
Yeah,
right. He is like off the hook successful. So
Blum.
That's right. Blum Capital. He's an equity investment group deal dude, and their whole thing was big pharma.
Yeah,
their whole deal was big pharma. So let's see what she did. The big pharma thing. Oh yeah, Kite was the name of the pharmaceutical group that they got big into.
Okay,
and what are they into? They're into the big T cell therapy, right? And that comes out of the Silicon Valley,
right, hometown, right here.
Yeah, and Gilead Science.
Gilead, yeah, big
AIDS, right?
Yeah.
Biotech, they're heavily involved in that. Let's see. Feinstein before. Oh, dude, here's the kicker with Feinstein. So she's all big into the Ritz-Carlton. She's part owner in the Ritz-Carlton hotels. Yeah, dude. She sunk $25 million into that. Her net worth just in that alone was $58 million when she died.
Okay, but again, I think she's also leveraging her husband's wealth and.
Oh, there's some leveraging going on there.
I'm just saying, it's not, again, to me, it's not the length of term you're in there. It's just how you behave ethically.
There's no morals going on here at all. That's the point.
That's hard.
There's no method. They're getting rich. That's what it's all about. This Daryl Issa guy, he's from
Issa.
I don't give a shit how you pronounce it. Dude, this guy is loaded. Yeah, 283. He's had 9.
He was loaded going in.
9 terms. 9 terms.
He's Orange County down there. He's Republican.
He's a Democrat. He's a Democrat. 9 terms. Daryl Issa.
Oh, is he a Democrat?
Look him up. They won't tell you anything about his net worth. I'll tell you that. It won't happen right up the top. You got to look around for that. $283 million for that guy. So these guys are public servants. I don't think they're public servants. I think they're serving themselves. If the money was not there, they would not be there. If they were not allowed.
He's a Republican. Ison's a Republican.
Okay, good. I don't even care. Parties don't even matter to me anymore. I'm telling you, if the money was not there, they would not be there. They're not public servants. Right? If the power and the money was not there,
they're so wealthy that they can play this game. They can go in there and get their $200,000 a year salary and still be okay. So,
and before I wrap this up, let's go real quick list. These are quick hitters.
Really?
Mark Warner, Democrat, Virginia.
Yeah,
he's worth $100 million.
Okay,
right. I've spoken to him face to face. Very nice guy.
Yeah,
very nice guy. I interviewed him. Very nice guy, but got politician written all over him. That's greasy.
Why he's nice.
Very greasy. Very greasy. The Blumenthal kid out of Connecticut.
Yeah. Okay.
His net worth $75 million.
Yeah.
Chris Collins, Republican out of New York.
You bet.
$50 million.
Yeah.
And the list goes on and on. This makes me kind of sick. But we have to do this every once in a while.
We've drawn no conclusions, but we've listed that there's it's almost like a fish market out there, right? It smells funny.
Dude, it's a great way you got to have the money to get elected. You have to have them. You have to get the money to get elected, and then once you get elected, it's like a cash cow, right? So the money and the lobby is kind of running these guys, right? Plus, the other factor that's playing into this is they get to trade. They get the insider information, and then they get to trade.
Well, you can also get some jobs after. You can go serve your terms, and then get some lobbyist money and do your part on that after on the way out.
So guess what I learned? I learned that where these people are investing their money when we were doing this research is public. So what kind of stocks am I buying?
You should follow what they did buy.
Exactly. I'm buying the Home Depot because Home Depot is the top traded
there you
stock.
go. I'm just telling you.
The other one is Applied Materials, which is another big one that
it's
they're
a
buying.
Big Silicon Valley firm here.
And they got way ahead of the curve with NVIDIA. They all the senators were trading and buying NVIDIA, and now they've made all the money on that. Who knows where that stock is going to go? But we have to, every once in a while, we have to kind of keep these guys honest.
It's good to keep them in check. There you go.
Exactly. All right. We'll finish up. I got nothing else.
They're totally signaling you.
I got nothing else. Okay, so
you said you had nothing else. Now you're reading some more.
Yeah, that's right. I'm making sure that we covered everything. We crossed the T's and we dotted the I's. But we did. All right. And that was the Booyah and the Boom Shakalaka. And it was brought to you by the Law Group Associates.
Turn off, walk away, and don't look back.
Mama always said life is about choices. Don't listen.
People, are you ready? Are you ready?
Just a bunch of time we'll never get back. Don't listen.
Okay, welcome back. It's the Big Show. Hashtag we suck. The Don't Listen Chumcast. I'm Big Red. He's the Shebs. They're telling us we got to get through this quick.
We're doing okay. But there was some good dancing in that last dance party there. That was a good one.
I got moves.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, so coming up, we're going to get into Holla, which is the emails and the DMs. They're kind of interesting, so stick around for that. Right now, let's get into Crazy Town, and it's being brought to you today by Fire Lodge Tow Service.
Welcome to Crazy Town. All aboard!
Crazy Town. Okay. Here we
Crazy
go.
Town today. Oh, we got an animal.
Yeah, that's what they were all happy about.
Yeah, well, I would have liked to have...
Little confusion on your part at the beginning, but yeah, that's why they're all fired up. They like the animals.
Okay, I get it. They put it in the whole... they didn't put it in the fishbowl.
No,
that's what I want.
No,
I want some variety in the fishbowl.
There may be some, maybe a pterodactyl or something like that in the fishbowl.
Well, we don't get enough into the animal kingdom. Animals are fucking cool, man.
Rachel's saying she'll add some stuff for you. Okay.
All right. So we're talking about hyenas, and these, I'm telling you,
and they're crazy.
When we were little kids on Wild Kingdom, remember Wild Kingdom?
Yeah, Marlon Perkins, right? That guy was so old. He used to get tackled by a boa constrictor and fall down in the swamp.
Yeah, but he was cool, man. He had all the knowledge, and he was willing to get into the mix with hyenas.
And he was just like Mutual of Omaha. You can count on them when the going gets rough.
Remember when we were little kids? You didn't call hyenas. You called them laughing hyenas.
Oh, that's right.
You're a laughing hyena
because they laugh.
And then you had a friend or something, and they had a crazy laugh, and you'd be like, "You're laughing like a laughing hyena."
But the key is, back then you only knew what Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom told you about hyenas, and now you can know everything about hyenas because of the way that we have access to information right now.
Hyenas are badass, dude, and
they're crazy. You ever see them on the Lion King? They're freaking nuts.
Yeah, they're not afraid of anything. And the main breed that we're talking about here is the spotted hyena. There's 4 different breeds of hyenas, but the crazy town ones we're talking about are the spotted hyenas.
They're the largest species.
I didn't know
hyenas.
that.
Yeah,
I don't see that.
I learned that from Marlon Perkins.
So the spotted, yeah, okay. So what do we got on these guys? I remember doing this, and I was like, "Holy shit!" We got to do a segment on these guys. So they're the fifth smallest carnivore, but also very courageous and smart animals who make absolutely no apologies about anything that they do.
Yeah.
Is that all you got for me? Is yeah?
Yeah. I'm the Shebs. I don't say much. I'm good.
You had a lot to say on the politics thing.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Don't deny
cool.
it. So they don't have any the whole spotted hyena thing. These guys don't make any apologies for anything.
They're
that they
the
do.
lion's enemy, right? They're in the out in the wilderness, right?
Yeah.
It's lions and hyenas, right?
That's the number one rival.
Yeah,
They're the lion.
next to dogs and cats, right? But yes,
but something that doesn't get into is not promoted very much in the media is how kind and caring and nurturing they actually are for their cubs.
They are. Yeah, very good clan structure.
And the other thing is, like, many people think they're a dog, but they're actually more similar to a cat than they are a dog.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they're skilled hunters.
I get that, right? That's fine. Yeah.
They hunt in packs, and they go after the big dudes. They don't screw around. They go after the wildebeests. They go after antelope, and they prefer, really, instead of hunting, they prefer to scavenge or steal larger predators like the lion.
They do.
They go after the lion kills.
The problem is hyenas, once they catch something, they start eating. Lions, when they catch something, they kind of go to the throat, right? They cut the wind. They kill it first. Then they eat. That's the problem. So if you get caught by a hyena on your own,
you're screwed.
It's going to hurt. Yeah.
So the in-between meal snacks for the spotted hyena are like they'll eat birds, they'll eat lizards, they'll eat snakes, and they even dive into insects. And they're super fast, dude. 40-mile-an-hour runners.
They always look slow because they got the big front legs but small back legs, and of course when they run, they're laughing.
So I think the tie-in with the lion, the reason why they're such rivals is because they share the same African territory, right? They're in the same, geography. They're mostly in Africa and Eurasia. But dude, I'm going to tell you what, the spotted hyena does not screw around, dude. When it comes to a lion, they both eat each other's young.
Yes.
They will go after each other's cubs.
Yes, and if somebody does something to one of them, they'll go for revenge. They don't. They also hold grudges and they go out for the revenge.
And I don't blame them. And it's the African plains, dude. And there's absolutely no fear of lions.
No, and remember
none.
The dominant is always the female. Male hyenas, you're low man on the totem pole. It's the females that dominate.
Isn't that kind of how the lions work too?
No, the male dominates, but the females, they're pulling the strings behind the scene.
Oh, you've been watching some Wild Kingdom.
I got a little Marlon Perkins in me. Yeah.
Yeah. So the evolution, 22 million years, and they are the top scavengers on the planet, and they're referred to as the bone crushers. They can even with their teeth, they can crush the bones of elephants.
Yeah, they've always been known for a bite. They got a very powerful bite.
So yeah, dude, that's right. Bite. I don't like that. The jaws are actually really evolved and highly specialized. They're strong as hell. The teeth are designed as very thick and robust. They're kind of like spears in the mouth, like large frickin' spears in the mouth. The big old cutting edges. They kill. The bite is actually what kills. And there's some kind of comparison between them and the Tasmanian devil. Like,
yeah, maybe, yeah.
Like they're the two that have the most powerful bite. Tasmanian devils. We should do one.
But the hyenas hate lions because the lions will break their backs. They'll bite on their backs, break their backs, and let them just kind of. Because I don't think they taste good. I don't think hyenas taste good to lions. So they bite into them. They like to kind of break their spine, make them paralyzed, and then leave them to languish.
Well, yeah, you might be onto something there because, you know, they secrete this smelly discharge, like, you know, it comes out of their butt. It's an anal discharge, kind of like you.
Hey, don't get me started with anal discharge.
Yeah, and it marks their territory, but it also, you know, they when they're being attacked, they will squirt that discharge out of their buttholes, and it freaks everybody out. It like nobody wants to have anything to do with it. Did you know that?
No, but this is the best segment we've done.
You have the same thing.
I know. That's how
your butt propulsion is fucking toxic too.
I'm like a sea cucumber. I just turn my insides out. That's how I get away from people.
Yeah, the hyena has got all kinds of hidden situations that you don't want to get into.
By the way, we ought to do a segment on Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. That would be a good one to do. Jim Fowler was also with Marlon Perkins. That's the other guy that was also. He was with Marlon Perkins.
I wanted to be that guy.
The guy's cool. Those guys are fantastic.
He did all the work while Marlon Perkins just did the talking.
That's right. Yeah, later in life, right? And then Jim Fowler went on Seinfeld, and he did all the Tonight Shows. So you gotta love that. So there you go.
Did you know that hyenas are mostly nocturnal? That
No.
they're night riders.
I kind of thought every predator in the.
So what if we were in Africa and we went on a safari? Like I'd love to do that. I haven't done it, but it's on my bucket list.
I wouldn't do that.
And we go there and we do a night thing, and the hyenas are out, and all of a sudden they squirt us with their butt poo or whatever that is.
That's
butt jet, the butt squirt.
I'm not worried about that. I just couldn't eat the food. You can't get can you get any verified meat that's good over there? Is there McDonald's and stuff in Africa?
They eat hyenas there.
Do they really?
Yeah. Oh. Can you imagine? You said the lions wouldn't think they were good, but humans eat them over there.
Do they? I didn't know that. I was not aware of that.
Yeah, they do. They eat them over there. I mean, you know, there's slim pickings over there. You know, they can only eat, so everything is protected in Africa. They've endangered everything that was over there. So probably hyenas are the only thing left to eat.
Okay, there you go.
But hyenas. I wouldn't want to eat the anus.
But they're anything that hunts in a pack. That's they're a strong clan type of animal. That's good.
Another crazy thing, they're like immune to any kind of infection. They don't get any, and they never get sick.
Oh, you can eat anything, right? The scavengers, right? They got bellies of steel, right? Any scavenger.
You know who the only other animal is like that?
Condor.
Bats.
Bats can eat anything.
They don't get infected. Nothing infects them. They're like bionic. Nothing infects a bat or a hyena. Two animals I'm not really digging that much.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Crazy town.
That's why we're here. All right.
So let's see if I have anything else on this. Man,
we've covered a lot. I mean, we talked about hyenas, but we've also talked a little bit about Africa. We talked about Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, which should be its own segment. Maybe later in season 2 here?
Yeah, so it says in Somalia today, they are used for food and also for medications. The ancient Greeks and Romans believed certain parts of their bodies would ward off evil and ensure love and fertility.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's what 22 million years of evolution will get you.
Totally makes sense. Yep, I get it.
Let's see. The final little bit here that I can't leave out is they aren't endangered because humans mostly don't want to fuck with them.
I'm telling you, yeah. That's why they're crazy. They're crazy. You ever see again in Lion King? They're the 3 hyenas are the ones that are helping Scar kill little Simba and stuff.
But the problem is that their territory continues to dwindle because of development in Africa. Do you know the countries who are developing Africa?
Yeah, the countries that are developing them?
That are getting into Africa and developing them and taking the wildlife.
Africa has a lot of minerals in demand. Absolutely.
Russia?
Yeah.
China?
Yep.
and America are all trying desperately to expand into Africa, and that is what is
resources.
Killing, that's what's killing off the hyena. Not that they want to eat them, or not that they want to kill them, or anything like that.
Like anything, yeah.
Their territory, like everything.
And U.S. was kind of late to the game because Russia and China started getting there first, so we had to play a little catch up. Yeah.
We shouldn't be screwing around with Africa. Well, why can't we just leave it alone and hang out?
That's a place to go right now.
I know. Everybody's getting in there. And the poor hyena is suffering.
That's crazy.
If I was the hyena, you know what I would do to the Russians, the Americans, and the Chinese? I would butt squirt them.
Yeah.
I would get them with a butt squirt.
Yeah. There's some advantage to having that capability, isn't there?
Nobody. I can guarantee you that the Russians, the Chinese, and the Americans would not come back after a hefty butt squirt from a spotted hyena.
Yeah, or a 6'9" redhead. Yeah,
6'6".
I know. You look tall today.
6'9" is a large exaggeration.
You look tall today.
All right, they're wrapping it up. So that does it. Welcome to Crazy Town is brought to you today by Fire Lodge Tow Service.
Where's the awesome sauce?
Why didn't y'all tell me this was a damn rabbit hole from hell? Don't listen.
People, are you ready? Are you ready?
Follow us on Facebook and let's get stupid.
Welcome back. It's the Don't Listen Chumcast. I'm Big Red. He's the Shebs. And we're almost done. We're going to get into the emails. Our Holla segment is coming up in just a few minutes. But, God, what is going on?
I don't know. They're packing up already. It's not over till it's over. That's the whole point. They're packing. They're starting to get organized in the control room there.
Yeah, I have a little, before we get into the emails, there's some astonishing coincidences. Did you know that, Lincoln and Kennedy were both assassinated?
Yes.
Right? So Lincoln was elected in 1860. Kennedy was elected in 1960. There are 7 letters in each one of their names. Both presidents were slain on a Friday. Okay? Both were slain in the presence of their wives. Both were directly concerned with civil rights. Both presidents had legality of elections contested.
Oh.
They thought that Kennedy, his dad got involved with the mom.
Yeah, they thought with the Nixon,
Right?
it was so close, but,
Same thing with Lincoln. Both, all this stuff kind of makes sense.
That's a pretty trip. I got a Happy Days.
That's a pretty trip.
I got,
Sound like Biden.
We're talking about, our audience there's an episode of Happy Days, which I thought this was very clever.
Oh, very clever.
There's an episode of Happy Days
Your favorite show.
where Richie Cunningham is giving a speech. And he's talking about the assassination of Presidents Lincoln, Garfield, McKinley, and that's it. That's all he says. Because even though it was produced in the 70s, Kennedy's assassination had not happened yet in the show's time frame. So he only talks about the 3 presidents that were assassinated, doesn't mention Kennedy's name, sticking true with the show's time frame. Just thought I'd point that out. It's a nice little catch. That,
do you want to repeat that in English?
Can we just get to the let's give him a cue here.
Let's pretend to be Joe.
Let me do it. It's time now for Holla.
And by the way, Holla is being brought to us today by our buddies at Rialto Pavers.
Hey, nice. They did a nice job for you?
They're still doing it.
They're still working on it?
Yeah, they're doing a good job. So let's get into some of these very personal email. Okay, this is off the DM. By the way, check us out on Sunday nights on the Mountain. That's themountain.live/stream.
Yes.
Right? Check us out there.
You just do the mountain.live and then they just click a button that says
you got the whole Biden thing going on today.
That's nice.
You did it again.
Okay. I'm done speaking.
Where's Sleepy Joe?
I'm turning my mic off.
Okay. So let's get the okay. So this is from Steph, but not Steph Curry, and he is from the ATL, which would be
Atlanta.
That's right.
I did not stutter that.
That's right.
Atlanta.
So he loves the topics. He loves the show. He loves the banter. It's way better than the lamestream media. You nailed it with J-Lo and Ben Affleck. That whole Bennifer thing is totally old.
That really started to come out several months ago. It all started really coming out. Yeah.
I told you.
You told that last year. Yeah.
She is the biggest. They are the biggest, fakest couple ever. Why wouldn't you?
We did a thing back in season 1. Yeah. Good.
It's worth a ton of money. Like they fake marriages all the time. Yeah. So this guy is obviously Steph. It could be a girl.
It could be a girl. And he or she's getting caught up on the episode. It's nice. It's good.
So we should ask for pictures because we don't know if it could be male, female, or some kind of transition.
We had that liberal gene. We didn't know if it was a guy or a girl either. We had that back in season 1. Sometimes it's hard.
And this is funny. We're coming out of this whole political banter that we just had today, and he's like, "Why so little political banter?"
Oh,
we got him some today.
We should get into that now.
Well, I don't think
we're trying to be.
It's not a lot of fun. It's kind of a downer.
No, and you start drawing lines in the sand, and we got such a wide global audience. It's nice. Let's stick to some level of 80s with some ventures into some unique topics. That's the key. That's the key.
So he says he's broke. Sorry, he couldn't donate. And then Tim from Lynchburg, Virginia says,
"Oh, did he see us on the mountain?"
That's what he says. We're sounding great Sunday nights on the mountain. By the way, I'm really impressed. The production of the Chumcast is absolutely fantastic. I listen to a ton of podcasts, and this is just really groundbreaking stuff.
Chill's high-fiving themselves.
Solid.
Look at them.
We got a solid on that.
They're chest bumping in there.
I think Chill probably had something to do with this one being handed.
I didn't think about that. It's a plant.
This is from the website. So if you guys want to hit us with your feedback, you can do that at the website at don'tlistenchumcast.com. Just contact us there and let us know what you're thinking. Or you can hit us up on our Facebook page. That is the Don't Listen Chumcast Facebook page. Also, you can sponsor a segment. Just contact us and let us know what you're interested in doing. And you can also just donate to our cause. All right, now let's move. What do you got now? You gonna stutter?
No, I got nothing.
You moved up like you had something to say.
They didn't hand me any cards. I'm cool. I'm just facilitating yours. There you go.
Okay, so this is Sweet Tart, the Sweetheart.
The Sweetheart.
Is that legit?
Why do they keep putting these code names in? Just give me a person's name. We had all that. Season 1, we had regular names.
Sweet Tart, the Sweetheart.
Do we allow that?
So Philadelphia. Big Red's a douchebag. Oh, I see why I got that one. Big Red's a douchebag.
You have no idea.
STFU. The Shebs can't keep him in line either.
Nope.
I need to join the staff. But I will tell you, honestly, I do listen, and I secretly love it.
That's somebody we know. Has to be somebody we know. They could come hard at you and come at me like that? Somebody we know. Somebody.
Drew from California.
Okay.
You guys are a bunch of California cocksuckers.
But he's in California too.
Oh, no, he's not. It's Drew. It says all it says is Drew. California cocksuckers. He's talking about me and you.
Oh, maybe he's from Virginia.
Yeah, maybe he's from wherever.
Yeah.
Turkey, Istanbul, North Korea.
Yeah, hating the West Coast people here.
Drinking the haterade.
Yeah. I didn't stutter just then either.
Haters love us.
Yeah, you gotta love us.
California cocksuckers. I just want to say that one more time. Think you got a life by the tail, you California cocksuckers. California can shove it. Talk about something, anything else but California. Quit bragging. And by the way, I kind of like you. Guys, all complex. True.
There you go.
This is the last one I'm reading. Sorry, this is it. This is the last one I'm reading.
Yeah, they're wrapping.
So this is from Vic the Prick. It's VIC.
Oh, that kind of Vic?
Yeah, the PRIC.
The only Vic I used to know was Vic Morrow. Remember he got his head taken off by that helicopter crash filming the Twilight Zone?
This guy's from Jersey City.
Oh, that's not the Vic. I know then. Okay.
All right, that movie Twilight Zone was pretty good, though.
It was okay.
I liked it.
It was okay. But you saw the helicopter crash killed Vic Morrow and the two kids?
Yeah, that's 80s, late 80s, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Twilight Zone movie. Yeah. Not good.
All right, this is Vic the Prick from Jersey City. Lots of good stuff. I don't know how I find you guys, but I did, and I'm glad that I did. Different, it's refreshing, but mostly it has been dumbed down to the perfect mindless level. By the way, I left y'all a tip. $10.
Vic
the Prick.
Well, thank you, Vic. Yeah, appreciate the support, appreciate the compliments. Yeah, and we do dumb things down. That's kind of our talent. Yep. There you go.
And this has been the Don't Listen Chumcast. I'm Big Red. He's the Shebs. Make sure that you check us out online at our website. It's www.don'tlistenchumcast.com. You can also find us on Facebook at Don't Listen Chumcast. Follow us, like us, interact, and please remember that we love you. We love you like a brother. We love you like a sister.
Yeah.
And haters love us too.
Haters love us too, right?
Haters love us.
And all we want is what?
Some money. Well, I want to get paid.
All we want is on the other side of fear.
That's true. And if you're feeling depressed, don't do it. Call the Suicide Prevention Hotline at 866-903-3787. And like you said,
all we want is on the other side of fear. There we go.
That's terrible.
Bye, Felicia.
Don't listen. A Basic Chumcast has been an exclusive presentation of Whetstone Entertainment in association with Is Chill Productions. Subscribe, follow, like, and share us while on your favorite social media hangouts and our YouTube channel. We're not into begging, but if you like us, review us and support us by continuing to check us out on your favorite podcast platforms. Find more fun and hit us with your feedback at don'tlistenchumcast.com.
Yeah, that's fantastic.